Hi everyone, I'm trying out filming on my new phone. I got a new phone about like 4 months ago, I think, and I haven't touched it. I haven't thought about, filming content. It has actually been a lot longer since I filmed content, and today I had the day off because I have to go to a doctor's appointment, and I am bringing some stuff to my new house. I bought a house last year, and I want to sit down and just kind of chat for a little bit. It's been a minute, so let's talk real quick. You are sitting on top of a pillow top mattress, so every time I move, you're gonna move, and I'm hoping it doesn't fall. This is my new house. I bought it back in October with the help of my dad. It's September. I've had it for about a year. I've lived in it for about 3 months in total. There's a lot of issues with it. I will probably do a house tour at some point. I didn't fall in love with this house when I saw it. My dad loved it because it reminded him of his first home. And I lived in a house before this that was condemned. It wasn't very great. There was black mold and no working furnace. The water situation, it was just really bad, but I really loved it because of how much space it had. So I was willing to, sacrifice basic necessities for aesthetics. It's a 2-bedroom house, but it actually has room to do a 3rd bedroom if I ever really wanted, but it's going to become a studio. And this is my house. And it's apparently haunted. So hi, my name is Patrick. I've had this channel for a really long time now, and this happens a lot where I take breaks, but this break took on a lot longer than I thought. The last one was like 2 months, and that was because of a suicide attempt. And then I came back for a little bit, and then I had the worst thing at that time to happen. I got dumped by my favorite person. I have borderline personality disorder, and this was my favorite person. So for the last 2 years, basically, I've been on recovery mode, dealing with it and moving forward my life. I basically have been trying to live my life as an individual without my favorite person in it is the best way to explain what happened. It really sucked. A lot of the time, at one point, I really wish it didn't happen, but now with therapy, medication, I'm doing a lot better than I was 2 years ago, to say the least. And I am now my own person. I don't have a favorite person anymore. I'm doing a lot better. I've had this channel, and I have been filming on and off for these last 2 years. I have filmed content. I haven't had the motivation to actually upload it. I didn't want to share it because in my head, I wanted there to be a timeline. I was also, a lot of the content that I was filming had a lot to do with my house, and I had a landlord. I was very nervous of my landlord finding the videos and taking offense to any of them if there was something to take offense to. And so they ended up just being these like 30-minute long videos where I got to talk about really anything. And it was basically little personal diary entries. I talked about everything. I talked about dating. I talked about moving forward in my life. I wanted there to be an actual timeline instead of me just uploading videos whenever and it, being just kind of discombobulated everywhere. So I decided that I was just going to film everything. And then at the beginning of the new year, which was supposed to be this year I was going to upload everything. Be like, this is what I've been up to. This is where I've been. Let's talk about it. And then the last video was going to be, and this is where I'm at now. Well, this is basically going to be that video, but I'm going to probably not ever share those videos. Some of them I watch it, and there's a couple where I was very vulnerable with myself, and at the time I thought that would be good to share online, but now that I'm a little bit more mature, I see that that's honestly something I don't need to share online. I do not need to chronically share everything online. So some videos I might, others definitely not. Like one where I basically had a manic meltdown because I was overstimulated about a lot of things, and this was right after a trip. So definitely you will not see it ever. I'm in a lot better place than I was 2 years ago. There's a lot of exciting things that have happened since then. When you guys last saw me, I had 3 cats. Neptune, Pluto, Comet. Those were my cats. I had a dog named Tiki. And when the whole breakup happened, I moved into this big place by myself. And I had full intentions of moving my dog back in with me because Austin basically made it to where I could have my own dog living with us. So I was going to have him back in my life. It was going to be a really great, happy time. And then right as I moved in, my dog was attacked on the farm that he was living at that point. And I was not informed until after he had passed and he was already at a facility to be cremated. I lost my dog. It was a really hard day. And it was really hard. But while I was dating Austin, I had developed a friendship with somebody that he had introduced me to, Dean. You're going to hear a lot about Dean. Dean is in my life. Dean is my best friend. We will forever make the joke that is my best friend that everybody thinks is my boyfriend. He's not. He's just my best friend. Dean was taking care of a dog that the owner was a drug user, and this was like the 3rd dog she basically had at this point, and she abandoned him with my best friend Dean. And the day that I came to Dean's telling him my dog had passed, I was very upset. I was drinking. I was feeling a lot, and that's when he gave me Ghost. So Ghost is a pit bull. He's a pit mix. He's not a full-blooded pit bull. He looks like one. He is very sweet. He's a big dog. If anybody remembers what Tiki looked like, tiny. And I have now a very large dog that is one of my best friend, my companion, my partner in crime with everything. And over the stages of grieving, I was allowed to take this dog on for walks. I spent a lot of time with it. I never claimed ownership because I wasn't ready to take on another animal like that until a lot of things happened. And then Memorial Weekend, I got a phone call that he had been returned to Dean's house at almost midnight by the previous owner because she did end up taking the dog for a little bit. And my dog is no longer allowed in Barton County, like legally. That's something I want to just do a whole story time of that. Just my dog isn't even allowed in my own hometown. I can't take him. I got Ghost. It wasn't his fault. He did not attack anybody. He didn't hurt anyone. He's not aggressive. He just quite literally got into enough trouble with enough of the places in town that I was like, yeah, he's not allowed in Barton County anymore. And it's like, what? Ghost is a great dog. I love him. And he's my best friend. I love having him. I love bringing him to, I used to work in abandoned buildings and clean them out. And I would take Ghost with me as kind of protection, even though he's more scared of everything than I am. But it was really great just having someone else there with me. And I love it. I've had him for over a year now. He's turning 4 this October. I've been there for most of this dog's life. So that's not all though. That's not the only animal I adopted over the last 2 years. I actually, my number is up to 13. I have 13 animals. That is quite a lot. Saying that out loud, I'm aware. It is crazy how many animals I have actually adopted, how many animals I take care of regularly, and there's just so many. I'm going to do a video introducing them all. There's going to be more in-depth descriptions of them all, but I have 12 cats and I have Ghost. I still have Comet, Neptune, and Pluto. I still have the main trio that I had when I first started everything, but now I also have Jupiter, Haley, Siri, Jasper, Star, Frank, Dust Bunny, Oreo, and Axel. And it's really crazy that how life works out. I 2 years ago didn't really think I was going to have a big group of animals. I just thought, I was going to have my 3, then have a dog maybe. And now I'm up to where it's like, yeah, these are my kids, and it's crazy. I am probably going to be downsizing because I'm pregnant. I'm almost 16 weeks, and it was a really big deal to find out that I was pregnant. I'm sorry if I get really emotional with this part. I didn't think I was going to get pregnant anytime soon. I haven't really been in great relationships over these last 2 years. None that were like, yeah, let's have a kid. Yeah, let's settle down. Let's be together forever. I've had one where it was potentially like that, but it didn't, just not how it was in the cards for us. And I'm pregnant, and it's really a big deal. I'm very happy to be pregnant with my kid. And I'm not gonna lie, having this kid has made me really just calm the fuck down and start getting my shit together, like working on my house. I've owned this house for over a fucking year, and I probably have done a lot more work in it this last month than I have in about the last 6, because I've not been feeling well. I haven't been happy. I've been severely depressed. And I have had a few bouts of severe depression. One recently, right before I found out I was pregnant, I was considering committing myself to the mental hospital again. I was thinking of going back because that's just how bad my mental health had been declining. I hadn't really been in a great space for a really long time. And it was really hard to admit that to your doctor. It is so scary to walk in and be like, hey, I'm in here because I need to start getting back on meds. Well, this was an appointment where I hadn't been on my meds for over 3 months. I came in with new body piercings. I had dimple piercings, by the way. I posted a video when I wasn't really doing all that great this year. It was not anything really that pertinent anymore, but it was just a video I made for myself I went into this appointment. I hadn't been on meds for about 3 years. Why am I saying that? 3 months. And she sat down across from me and she was like, you haven't been in the last 3 months. Are you okay? And that was probably like the first time in a long time where I just flat out went, no, I'm not doing okay. And it was so scary admitting that because, I was honest. It was like, I'm hurting myself again. I'm drinking a lot more than I want. I'm dissociating like really bad at work, at home. Like I don't really feel like a person all that much these days. I stopped going to therapy for a really long time because the therapist I had was the therapist I had when I was dating Austin. And that's all therapy was for a really long time. It was just talking about Austin. And every time that I would go back to therapy, we were talking about Austin. And I had one appointment where it was like a year and a half after the breakup that we're still talking about Austin. Not like because like I want to, but it's like my therapist keeps bringing it up and I just flat out am telling myself, I don't want to fucking think about Austin anymore. So I quit going to therapy. I actually ended the session early. Without explanation, I just said, I need to end it and I will. Bye. I didn't even tell my therapist that I wasn't going to talk to them ever again or see them. I basically ghosted my therapist and I'm okay with that. And, I hadn't been in therapy for a long time after that, sitting down at this appointment. I was honest. It was like, I need help. Like I know myself. I feel like it's leading up to that point where I'm going to try to kill myself again. And I was really scared to tell my therapist that, my doctor that, but I'm really happy that I did because my doctor listened. She didn't admit me. We created a safety plan, which is just basically something you talk to with a professional. And, if you start feeling anything of this on your list, you have to call them. You got to go talk to somebody or you get admitted. That's basically how it is. And that was a 2-month period where I was at the doctor every week, just checking in and having to be like, I haven't cut myself today. And they'd ask me, what's my suicide, what's my number at? It's at a 9 today, and it was like that for 2 months. I didn't want to live. And there were a few days where I almost ended up admitting myself anyway, because like I was just that emotionally strung out. I was just that exhausted. And I'm really happy that I don't feel like that anymore. And it's like really, really weird that I don't feel like that anymore. That was my regular was I'm suicidal. I'm exhausted. I don't want to be here anymore. I had all this stuff going on. I had animals to take care of. I bought a house that, I just felt overwhelmed to work on anymore. I had a job that really, I didn't really enjoy all that much anymore. I've had the same one this entire time. For like almost 3 years now, I've had the same job and I felt really dead end at one point. And the relationships, the friendships I had at that point, it felt like they were not going anywhere. They were just hurting me. They were not really what I needed in my life anymore. So I had to work a lot on a lot of stuff, on what I wanted in my life. And about like a month or two after I got, I'm no longer suicidal. I'm doing great. I'm doing all right. I tried dating, didn't work out, but I started making friends. I partied a little bit. And next thing I know, I'm feeling really sick, like really fucking sick. And I go to the doctor, and that's when she didn't even consider pregnancy for me. That's what's so funny. Like, she was going on about, like, oh, it could be, irritable bowel syndrome. It could be, you have the stomach flu. It could be this. It could be that. And I just finally had to throw it out there because I'm thinking about it all. And I just go, okay, am I pregnant? And she's like, well, I didn't want to ask. And I didn't think I had to, but and I just thought I went, I don't know. Like, maybe. Like, I've had a couple instances, but, like, I had my period recently. I've done this. This has happened. Like, but, like, I'm gaining weight. Like, not on my hips, but, like, I'm definitely gaining weight. And that's when she just finally went, yeah, okay. You know what? We're going to do a blood test, and it's going to either tell us, you have this, or you're pregnant. And I'm like, cool. So I missed work for this. Like, I called in being like, I feel like shit. I've been feeling like shit. I'm going to the doctor today to figure out what's going on. And he's like, all right, let me know how it goes. And I was like, awesome, dude. And I sit for about 2 hours after the blood test had happened, and I was waiting on the results. And I know. I just have this feeling. It's like I'm pregnant. Like, the way that I've been feeling for weeks now, I am pregnant. And I got the call, and they're like, yeah. And I cried. I just broke down crying. A full-on breakdown. Like, not like a full-on emotional, I need to go to the hospital, but, like, definitely just, like, a letting it all out. And it felt so good to do that. It just felt really great to just let it out. And we're sitting there together, my doctor and I just want to go, it's really weird how, like, a couple months ago, I'm in here for other reasons, and now I'm in here for pregnancy. And she's like, are you feeling that way right now? And I'm like, no. And I'm not going to lie, ever since I've gotten pregnant and I have known I've been pregnant, I haven't felt that way. And I'm a lot recently, it feels like I woke up from whatever state I've been in for 2 years now since that breakup. And I'm not going to lie, it was a really shitty breakup. I said and did a lot of things that I really regret now looking back on it. And I wish I could take it. I wish I could take some of it back. I wish I wasn't such a crazy bitch when I got done, but, like, I can't. And that, I feel terrible about it, but it really just feels like nowadays I woke up and I feel like I'm the person I was before a lot of that relationship had happened. It feels like who I was before I got with Austin. And I'm not saying, like, that's a horrible, I'm not saying, like, being with Austin was, like, the worst thing in my life, because truth be told, if I didn't get with Austin, I would have been stuck in a life that I didn't want. And I'm grateful I had Austin to help me move forward and go do the things I wanted to do. I got to be an artist. I found a job that I didn't think I was going to like, but turns out I'm fucking great at and I'm in love with. And I'm in a town where I have friends that I know love and support me. They think I'm crazy for all the animals I own. I wouldn't have had Ghost in my life, It's kind of weird to say that, I did lose my dog, but in the same sense, everyone that has come after losing Tiki, after Austin leaving, it's almost kind of worth it, to say the least. And now I'm pregnant. My life is fucking crazy. My life is so weird. I have enough stories now that I can sit here and tell you, and even my therapist will just sit there and go, what the fuck are you doing with your, like, how do you do this? And I'm like, I don't know. And I get to tell these stories to my coworkers, and they too can also be like, what? But this is my life. And I'm pregnant. I'm not, a lot of the days I'm not really, like, excited, like most of the moms that I see, where it's like, yeah, like, we get to do nursery shit. Yeah, we get to do this. I'm excited because it's like, okay, I'm motivated now to work on my house. I'm motivated now to change my last name. I'm also changing my last name. It's my ex-husband's last name, the one that I currently have legally. I kind of did that out of spite to his stepmom. But I'm now at a point mentally where I want to be my own person. I don't want to be attached to my ex-husband anymore in any way. So I am changing it. And I think it's really cute when I'm changing it too. I have no interest in sharing it online. But but if you know me personally in real life, you can probably figure out what the hell it is. A lot's happened. And I'm not... A lot has happened since the last time I sat in front of this camera and talked. The last video of me sitting in front of this camera, not talking about the one that I just uploaded recently this year, the one before it was me talking about my suicide attempt and talking about my mental health journey, when really, like, at that point, it was really just getting started at that point. So, this is my life. I'm Patrick. I just had a birthday. I'm 22. I got 2 facial piercings. I would have had 5. Yeah, 5 if 3 of them didn't get fucked up along the way. And I'd love to talk about my piercings. I would love to get more. But you can't while you're pregnant. You can't even get tattoos. And I have 13 animals. I have a house that I gotta work on. There was at one point, I didn't want to film this. I didn't want to take you guys on the journey, but now I you know, that whole thing where it's like, I feel like I woke up. Yeah, I feel like a lot like me again, where I want to be proud. I want to show you guys what the hell I do. I didn't like film everything, but I wish I took more picture proof of what the fuck I had to clean in this house, because this was a meth house. This is a confirmed drug house. Nothing was cooked in here, so that's the only reason why, like, I bought it was because I got assured nothing was cooked in this house. But I'm really happy to be back, is what I'm trying to say. I wanted to film this video so, you know, I can at least do a quick little catch up, be like, hey, I've been gone for 2 years. Here's some quick little tidbits, even though this is a 30-minute video. Here we go, guys. And I'm Pat, I'm 22, I got a house, I got 13 animals. I am single right now. I am moving out of an ex-boyfriend's house right now, because I moved in with someone. That's a whole thing. I'm not getting into it. And I broke up with them very recently, and I am moving back into my house very soon. A few things need to happen beforehand. For instance, I need to fix the shower. I need to get some water pipe work done again, basically. And I need to... Fuck, there's just like a lot. I keep thinking like that's it, but then there's just like 5 more things that come after that. I'm moving back into my house. I'm doing art again. I'm very excited to do Peachtober, which is it's like Inktober, but like cute. I've been like really into art lately, so I'm hoping over this course of this month, September, I can sit down, make some art, and it's going to be showcasing a lot of my cats, because I got enough. I can't even think of the word. I just got enough inspiration around me now that I feel happy, excited. This is me. This is my life. I'm back. Hi. It's been kind of weird not being on YouTube for like 2 years, because there was a time I was on all the time. I posted all the time. I was just a YouTuber. Now I am on social media. I actually just got back on Instagram very recently, right before my birthday. I am back on my art Instagram. I'm back on my personal Instagram. My TikTok has not been dry. that has a lot of where I've been and what I've been doing for the last 2 years kind of stuff. So if you want to like see what I've been up to, you want to see the art that I've done that I did not share on anywhere else, that's where you're going to find it. That's a lot of my, like, that's where more and more short form content is. I, however, really like being able to sit in front of the camera and talk for as long as I want. So I feel like I'm going to get back to doing this, and I'm okay with that. And now I'm going to go ahead, wrap this up, because I do need to work on my house a little bit before I go to my doctor, tell her, hey, I'm doing great on my meds, and I don't want to kill myself anymore, and my baby's doing great. So this is where I'm going to leave you. If you want to check me out, all my social medias are going to be down below in the description. I do have some old videos to check out on my YouTube. It's a lot of art. There's some mental health stuff going on there. If you want to check it out, be my guest. And in the meantime, I will see you in the next video. Hopefully really soon. Like really soon. Okay. Bye. I forgot to fucking mention this. I got my driver's license and I have a truck now. That's it.